would make it this far, they hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball, I know I make it look easy. Yeah.
This episode of Noonish is brought to you by Ethos MetaFest. Come EMF with us August 12th and 13th. Home Vita Mattress Outlet. Go to the website below, enter code Noonish10 for 10% off your next purchase.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball, I know I make it look easy. Yeah.
This episode of Noonish is brought to you by Ethos MetaFest. Come EMF with us August 12th and 13th. Home Vita Mattress Outlet. Go to the website below, enter code Noonish10 for 10% off your next purchase.
Hello, good people. Man, Jonah said me and Unc's shirts are so bright he had to put his shades on today. You know what I'm saying?
Along with his future.
Yeah, and the future's so bright for Noonish and everything else going on around. We had to put these shades on. What's going down, man?
You said it was so hot in here. It was like being in the beach. So I put my shades on.
Yeah, it is pretty.
And I got shorts on.
It is pretty hot in here
we're
today.
all set.
Feeling like Nelly, you know. Take off all your clothes, but we're gonna keep our clothes on, baby. We're gonna keep us on.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do that.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. No, man, thank y'all very much for joining us for another great episode of Noonish Sports and Tech. I am your host, J.A., a.k.a. Jonathan Anderson, live, man. You can also go back and watch any of the previously recorded episodes of Noonish Sports and Tech. Check us out, man. Like, share, and subscribe our show. Tell your friend, tell your mama, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your auntie, third, fourth, fifth, sixth cousins you found on Ancestry.com. Just go tell everybody about the show. We popping, man. It's a lot of fun. But let me get to the real stuff right here.
Way to check that box early.
Had to get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning.
You have to get everything out the way.
I'm learning.
Check all the boxes.
Hey, got to check them. When you check them boxes, you ain't got to go back and check them again, you know?
Exactly.
You don't have Unc getting on you at the end of the show.
Exactly. But y'all know who it is, man. We got a full house in the building today. First off with Mr. El Grande Toro Jonas Bull in the house. Yes, sir. It's going
Here
down.
I am.
And there he is.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Doctor told me today I had too much blood.
Man,
So I'm not sure. I didn't know that was a thing.
That sounds very healthy.
That's better. I think that's probably more healthy than
Not having enough.
Yeah. No circulation issues.
Yeah, no circulation is bad.
Yeah, but over circulation
Everything else was good. So we're
means you can share.
Yeah.
Got shareable blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So don't be greedy.
Are you type O?
O positive, yes.
Really?
I am.
Wow. That was just a guess. I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
It's a fairly good guess since over 60%
So the people are O positive.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
If you
I
say
didn't know
O
that.
positive, you cover most people. I'm like,
I didn't realize that. But let me get Unc covered real quick. Joining us also is my Unc, Mr. Ronald Boulware, man. Back in the building.
back again.
Coming to school Jonas, you know what I'm saying? He be trying to school me, but you know, I be learning. No, I can't lie. I be learning. Had an experience. So I got to meet Dr. J, right?
Awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Got to meet Dr. J, and because of Unc and his knowledge of Ralph Sampson, I was able to engage in a conversation.
Nice.
Only know of Dr. J. I didn't really get to watch him play growing up, but I knew he was MJ's favorite player, and I knew Dr. J was the man, you know? But when we had the conversation about Women Yamba not being special because Ralph Sampson was here and he was 7'4", I was able to ask Dr. J about his opinion of that. And he agreed, you know. He was like, yeah, the guy could pull it down. He could dribble up court. He could shoot the rock. Yeah. 3-point shot wasn't as prevalent back in the day.
Right.
But still very similar skill set, but Ralph Sampson was bigger. Had more weight on him.
But you know why Dr. J agreed, right?
Why?
Because he know what he's talking about, and I do too.
Well, that makes sense. And cheers to that. We ain't had a PED toast in a minute. Performance enhancing drinks. Get this thing cracking. You know, make sure this show is right for the people, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Do we?
Yes. But yes, if you didn't know, O positive is 60% of the human beings on Earth. I didn't realize that.
Approximately.
Yeah.
Plus or minus.
Well,
something like that, right around there.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah, but
And also 90% of statistics are made up.
especially the ones on the web.
Especially the ones that I spout off the top of my head.
So it's a 10% chance that that's right, but a 90% chance that it's wrong.
90% chance that I just completely made it up.
Oh,
It is the majority of people. I do know that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual number is.
well, y'all know what you're here for, man. Let's jump into these sports. Time to spin the wheel.
The wheel of sports.
Not the literal wheel, but here we go. Roulette, baby.
We could do a wheel. We could probably do
Roulette,
a wheel.
roulette.
Yeah, crank that
Kinda
thing up.
fun.
Yeah, it would be.
We should do that.
Roulette.
Yeah, we just got to figure it out. Let's figure out how we're going to set that on up, but we can definitely make it
We're
happen.
going to talk a little track and field. I see that's back there.
USA track news.
Before we
Man.
talk track news,
Yeah.
let me hold a little class on track and field.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't know.
All right.
Okay.
I think,
What's
what's
the name of the class, first of all? Just track 101?
Track 101.
Okay.
To know what you don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Just because you're fast, you don't get a chance to go to the U.S. trials. They have what they have called a qualifying standard. Right. So you can be the fastest guy, and I'm gonna say Oregon, but you don't. But if you don't run 10.08, you can't go to the U.S. trials.
Yes.
Okay.
And just because you win the U.S. trials, if your time is not, they also have a qualifying time for the World Games and the Olympics.
Okay.
So, which is lower than the U.S. So you can win the U.S. championship, but not qualify to go to the World Games because you don't meet the qualifying standard.
Yes.
So they have a minimum standard that doesn't have anything to do with who won.
And so it has nothing to do with winners and losers.
You can win every track meet you run in, but if you do not meet the qualifying standard, can't go.
So it's a filter.
Yeah, it's a filter.
So if 10 people from Oregon beat the limit, it's still just the one guy that's the fastest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all 10 can go to the trials if they meet the standard.
Okay.
See, and then when you go to the World Games, I'm just going to say, when you look at the first round of the 100 meters, don't take this literally. I'm just picking out. I have never seen a person from Ethiopia in the 100 meters, even in the first round, because they didn't qualify.
Yeah.
But now you go to the 10,000 meters, you may have 4 people from Ethiopia because the defending champion is from Ethiopia. And then they had the Ethiopian trials and 3 other people made the standard.
Yep.
So you may have 4.
Yeah.
Because the returning champion from the World Games get an automatic bye. They'll come back to the next World
like
Games.
a golden ticket.
Yeah.
All right.
So, just because you're fast.
You schooling me again. I didn't know that.
You could be the fastest guy in the Netherlands, but you can't go to the World Games because you don't meet the standard.
Unless you had the defending champion from there, in which case you get a pass.
I wonder what year was the slowest year ever of track where barely anybody made the standards or hit the standards. Or has that ever been a problem?
Yeah.
It has been a problem?
That has been a problem. And actually,
So what happens in that situation when you don't have enough people to
you
meet
only
that
take
standard?
the ones that qualify.
Wow, so now they just have empty lanes.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you'll see in the first round, you'll see 6 guys in one heat, 6 in one heat, and 6 in another heat.
Because they didn't have enough to fill
but it's too many for 2 heats, so they break it into 3, and you may have 2 or 3 empty lanes because enough people didn't run the standard.
Got you. Wow.
That explains it. Like, I've noticed that before, but I never really thought about how did it get to be that way.
So you may be the fastest guy in your country, in your nation, whatever you want to call it, but you can't go to the World Games because you only run 10-2.
Anyway.
Yeah. And that's a great segue. So this past weekend we had the U.S. National Championships, right?
Right.
And it was some things we already knew that was going to happen, like the guy hurtling right here, Rob Benjamin, and how you say his name?
Rob Benjamin.
We knew he was going to win the 400-meter hurdles. That man, he's the one jumping over everybody.
The one jumping over Knight and Thomas.
Yeah,
You can hurdle Thomas. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no comment, man. Track is great, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I don't know either.
What did I say?
I didn't know what you meant by that. So But yeah, so Rob Benjamin, we knew he was gonna come out a winner. The one Sha'Carri Richardson. Am I tripping right now? That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Sha'Carri. So
Sha'Carri. She pronounced
Sha'Carri.
it.
Okay.
She pronounced it Sha'Carri.
Okay.
Everybody else say Sha'Carri.
all right, so Sha'Carri Richardson. We gonna respect.
We gonna roll with her.
Dallas, Texas finest on that track right now. Took off her wig to then run a 10.8. You know.
10.84.
Gotta get more aerodynamic.
Yeah. Just let it go. But if I'm running, I want to be as light as possible. I'd be like a swimmer. I am bald headed. So that's how I'd be running if I was running track. I don't want nothing. No, I can't do the shaving the eyebrows. Charlie Venezuela can have that one. I just can't do that one, man. But
but everything pretty much happened the way that
it was supposed to.
That the people that follow track and field.
For sure.
Yeah.
What they thought. So you already knew Gabby Thomas would go off and beat Sha'Carri Richardson in the 200. Was already.
She had a very good chance.
Yeah.
Now the surprise was that Gabby Steiner didn't make it.
Abby Steiner?
No. Yeah.
Gabby. Yeah.
But see, that's Gabby Thomas. See, Gabby.
Yep.
This is Gabby Thomas won.
Yes.
Abby Steiner got fourth,
yes.
which was surprising.
Yes, it was.
But everything else happened pretty much the way it should, except not 100 meters. Mm-hmm. This Charleston.
Yeah.
But the 100 meters is like that. You can wake up tomorrow if they raced all over again. Next week, you'll probably have a different champion.
I told you, I thought they built Abby Steiner. I was surprised she didn't make it either. I thought she's like Frankenstein, but she's having a surgery right now.
Yeah, that was part of the problem. And then track and field is track and field is the hardest sport to have a long-lasting career. You know, people look at Usain Bolt. Oh, Usain Bolt went to 3 Olympics, or was it 4? 4.
And I was disappointed that he retired. Like,
but this is the thing that you got to look at Usain. Each time he ran the 100 meters, he ran against all different guys except for one guy, Justin Gatlin.
Yeah.
So if you go to one Olympics, your career is pretty much over after that.
Yeah.
Whether you win or lose, because there's very few people go to 2 Olympics in a row.
Yeah.
Very few.
That's them generational talents.
Yeah, you know.
Right. Those
you got your Allison Felix. You got
Felix,
people like that, Usain Bolt, Justin Gatlin. But who else? I mean, and now you got some young guys that had a talent to do that. But we'll see. This young guy, Arian Knight.
I said the name Michael Johnson. How many did he go to? Did he go to 2 Olympics or 1?
Michael Johnson actually went to 3.
He went to 3? Okay, so he stood the test of time as well.
Yeah, the first Olympics, he didn't even make the finals.
Wow, and then he came back
and won.
Yeah,
he won the 400.
Yeah.
Set the world record.
Crazy.
I think it's worth mentioning, too, that Olympic athletes, track and field in general, does not get the kind of sponsorships and money.
Oh no, by far no.
So when you think about injuries and training and support services that an NFL
NBA or NFL
center
player
is getting, like, your average track and field, or even your top end track and field is probably not getting that.
For sure.
No. I mean, you have about 3 to 5 athletes that's getting that.
Right. And that's
out of everybody. Right.
And they've already proven themselves.
Yeah, and that's partly track and field's fault. Because, coming up to the U.S. trials, how many commercials did you see with the track and field athletes?
They don't promote it at all.
They don't promote it. They don't put their athletes out there. If people know who you are, they will watch you. Yeah. But if they don't know who you are, they won't.
And you would think that something.
And they took it off of NBC and put it on CS, NBC, and Peacock.
Yep.
And I mean, so you're not promoting it.
Right.
And we got great talents.
Oh,
right. Gabby Thomas, Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
Sydney McLaughlin. Right.
Yeah.
And amazing. Like McLaughlin, like she just went out and won the 400. She's already qualified in the 400 hurdles.
Because she's a returning champion.
Yeah, she's a returning champion. Yeah. So she went out and qualified in the 100 and won the 100, didn't she? I mean the 400. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 400.
The 400.
Yeah. Second fastest time. She's only like, I I think 2 or 3 100s off of the U.S. record.
Yeah.
And she just started running it this year. So
Wow.
we got some young talent
Yeah.
that I can look right in the camera and say this confidently. We got something for Jamaica.
Yeah.
We got something for Jamaica.
and we
I'll
had
look
a
right in the camera. We got something for Jamaica. Now,
we had a pleasant surprise in the 100 on the men's side with Charleston.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He came out of... Well, see, Charleston has been around, but he's one of those guys that he's fast, but he never make the finals. He always finish 5th, so it's not like he's not been there. He just haven't made the podium.
Yeah, so
Right?
he's 25, so he's on the tail end of his career.
Yeah, so, well,
you think?
It all depends.
He might be just not starting?
Yeah, he could be, but normally, let me say just normally,
Yeah.
most track and field athletes are done by the time they're 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are fast very young.
Yeah.
And then in high school, your track coach gonna try to get everything. He gonna put you in 3 events every week.
Yeah.
Running. Say if you're a 100-meter man, you're gonna be on the 4x1, run the 100, maybe on the 4x2 relay, maybe the 4x4. And if you're fast, you can automatically long jump. He's going to put you in the long jump. And then when you go to college and do the same thing, you're 22, 23.
Torn down.
All your muscles are torn down.
So, I mean, was this a race of a lifetime for this young man, or is this something he could possibly build on?
Probably. Just me guessing?
Yeah.
That was a race of a lifetime.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, and then everybody forget that Fred Curley is a returning champion.
Oh, absolutely.
So he wasn't in there. So Fred Curley is the favorite in the 100 meters going to the World Games.
But the way that he got beat by this young man, Arian Knighton, is he 20 yet? I think he's 19
Yeah, 19.
19-year-old, going out, running the 200, winning convincingly over the competition out there. That wasn't a close race, was it?
It was fairly close. They both ran 19. Well, he ran 1972, and I think second place. It's about a step and a half.
Yeah, I was about to say. He had
about I think
that's a pretty good gap in the race.
Yeah. But the guy he beat, Kenny Begneri.
Yes.
Is he got the silver medal in the 200 in the Olympics.
Yeah.
He got the silver medal in the 200 in the World Games.
Yes.
So, the media is portraying like Knighton is our next coming, but he hadn't beat Lyle or that's his first time beating Kenny Begneri in a track meet.
Yes. But I mean, the guy, he's 19. So he's still got muscle to gain, strength. He's going to get stronger. Not necessarily saying muscle makes you faster, but he's going to get stronger.
Muscle does make you faster.
Get that turnover quicker, right? More explosion.
Now the wise thing he did, he turned pro at 16. So he didn't run all those high school races.
Yeah.
So he have a better chance of running till he's 27, 28 years old.
We're still seeing him go up.
Go up.
This way on the projection map, right? So,
because if he was in high school, he would have just graduated. He would have been running the mile relay, the 4x4, the 4x1. All that. So it would have been a lot of work.
We're going to get Ray back in here because right before the world, I want to get Ray in here and I want to hear y'all go at it. You know what I'm saying?
That'll be fun.
Don't be ducking out like Jonas did when we had with Chris.
Hey, I'm probably
we had CY.
I might can tell Ray some things.
No.
So look, so years ago, you may not even remember this. Years ago, to qualify to go to the Olympics, you had to be an amateur. Like couldn't be a pro.
A professional. Carl Lewis changed that.
Was that when that happened?
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. Was when did that happen?
Yeah, because Carl Lewis was making other people millions of dollars,
right?
And they want him to go to Europe and run for sponsorships,
right?
Run. We'll pay for your hotel room, pay for your flight, and give you maybe $5,000. Carl Lewis ain't doing that.
Yeah. Right.
No, I'm making y'all millions of dollars. You know what? Y'all got to give me $250,000 to even show up. To even show up. And if I win, another 50. If I set the world record, another 100,000.
He could do that.
Yeah. So Carl Lewis was making rock star money.
When you must see TV and all over Sports Illustrated and all over the whole spectrum and horizon,
so all these guys making money, in track and field can thank Carl Lewis for that.
Yeah.
Carl Lewis
Wow,
started that.
that's awesome.
So that's, I mean, and so where I was headed with that was that sort of tradition of
Amateur
athletes and not given the respect and the earnings that are due goes back a long way. Like
Yeah, but see, but the real deal is other countries were already professional.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, they start
That
early.
was the other half of
15,
it
14,
was-
15,
Yeah,
16.
Yeah.
you know.
So it's weird how the Olympics is that way because, let's say, just about every sport, dream team, professionals playing in the Olympics.
But
Track,
all that came after
professional.
Carl
That came-
Lewis.
yeah,
Yeah.
that all came
Yeah,
out.
all that came because of Carl Lewis.
So
All
why
that's
don't they
the
allow
feedback.
boxing? You see what I'm saying?
Well, a boxer wouldn't do that. Why would you box in the Olympics?
If I'm Floyd Mayweather and I'm 50-0 and the only scratch against me is the fact that I lost in the Olympics because of some points,
Okay, so you're gonna go and fight for the gold medal for $50,000, but you can sign a contract and you make $150 million.
as an athlete, it's just, everybody is driven by something, different, right? Some people
Yeah.
want the money. Some people want the rings.
Well,
And this is a ring that I don't have that I know I deserve.
I think now.
I might go knock somebody out with that pad on.
I think you thinking more like the older athletes. You're thinking more like me.
Yeah.
But I think the younger athletes are playing strictly for money.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Straight business.
Look at the contracts. Well, we'll talk about that later because
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. But anyway, yeah.
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 No, it's.
Athletes play strictly for money now.
I just wonder why the
More to
Olympics
come.
is like that when some sports are allowed and some things are not, But
Track and field is one of those sports that's still struggling with that. It need to be more. If they advertise it more, put it in front of the people
and
more.
the Olympics is about pride in your country. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
I'd love to see some guys out there throwing hands. You know what I'm saying? For my country, dog. Like, I mean, they basically do already, but still. You
I
know
love
what I
my
mean?
country, but give me $100 million.
Absolutely.
And then I show my country I love it more because I pay taxes on it. I pay taxes on that.
I
$100
would
million.
like to.
I'm with you on that completely now.
Yeah,
Ain't-
no, I'm just
ain't disregarding the fact, but
I would like to see. I would like to see some more attention to track and field in the other 3 3/4 a year.
Yeah. Just like all other sports, you got to have your stars. If you promote your stars, you'll see everybody else because you're gonna watch your stars.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some stars, and there's some stars that have enough lifetime in them to build the sport up. I think.
yeah.
And Usain Bolt has done. I mean, I don't know that I would have been paying attention if not for
Yeah.
to,
Yeah, Usain Bolt's that dude. He was fun to watch, must see TV. But
he's not even our U.S. athlete.
USA, go pay attention to your track team, man. We got some studs coming up, man. This technology's real deal, and they're taking advantage of it. Obviously, we're gonna spin this wheel. Dame time is his thing, but right now it's Dame's time. Right? Damian Lillard has demanded a trade or requested a trade from the Portland Trailblazers in the NBA.
Okay.
We're talking. He's requested a trade, and basically, he said, someone asked him, where would you want to go if you would have, this is before he even demanded the trade. If you were to not play with your team that you're on right now, where would you want to go? What team do you feel would suit you best or whatnot? Something like that, not word for word. And his answer was the Miami Heat. He said the Miami Heat. And he's, Bam is my boy. So Bam Adebayo and him are already boys.
Okay.
Miami Heat just lost the championship, and they're one superstar away from doing something pretty special. I think Dame, I don't know if he takes them over the hump, but he absolutely makes them a better team. Right? Period. No way around that.
Oh, anybody Dame go to, he's going to make them automatically a better team.
Absolutely. I don't know if he gets them over that hump, but they do have a good-looking team. They got big man with Bam. They got Jimmy that can get buckets when he wants to, and then you got Dame. It's like Curry. It's like a shorter version of Scottie Pippen, but he's shooting threes. Right? A great Robin to my Batman. You know what I'm saying? And so he would be great for Miami down there. But
Hold on. So he'll be a Robin to what Batman?
I get who is Batman and Robin now? Is Jimmy Butler going to take the backseat to Dame?
He would have to.
Yeah,
Going talent-wise, I'll take Dame. Dame is a bigger talent than Jimmy Butler.
I agree completely.
So You know,
So
for
I
me
guess
to
that-
have a bigger talent than you and take the back seat to you, that don't sound right.
All right. So let's say
That's like when LeBron went down there and D Wade took that back seat.
purely hypothetical.
Not the first year he didn't.
Yeah, that's why they
Purely-
lost.
That's why they lost.
Purely hypothetical question because there's no, it's based on no inside information or anything like that. It's just me thinking. Let's say your manager, Miami Heat, Dame wants to come and you want him, but Butler says if you take him, I'm out. What do you do?
Yeah.
I hate
See you
it for
later,
you,
Jimmy.
I hate it for you, Jimmy.
See you later, Jimmy.
I hate it for
That
you,
answers the
Jimmy.
question.
Yeah, see you later, Jimmy. But thing is, Jimmy Butler is all about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what that does, kind of like what Tony Pollard did for Ezekiel Elliott, it extends his career because now he's not
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
putting
yeah.
so much on himself.
On himself, yeah.
Yeah, and now he's got somebody he can.
Right.
I can take half the game off now. You
But
know?
see, this is the whole thing, though. What is Miami going to have to give up to get Dame?
that's the thing.
That's the other half.
And here's the other spin on it. Dame's, he's asking for a trade. He's asking to be traded. So he can't control where he ends up.
True.
Dame's agent is going out and telling teams, if you sign or if you trade for Dame Lillard, you will have an unhappy player. To all the other teams in the NBA besides Miami.
Okay.
If you trade for my guy, he is not going to be that guy for you.
He's playing the metagame there.
That's what they're saying there. But just knowing Dame and watching, he's played in Portland and lost there for his entire career. I don't think he's the type of guy to just cash it in. He's giving them their all. Giving them
I
his
think
all.
that's more talk just to try to get him where he want to go.
Absolutely.
Because you're not going to tell me that if I don't go where I want to go, I'm not going to play like I should.
Yeah.
I mean, because of somebody that's got pride in themselves. I don't care where you send me. Oh, I'm a
ball.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm playing for this name on my back, not the name on the front.
The name on the back, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is Lillard.
Exactly.
So you better come with it.
Yeah, exactly. But man, I mean, where would you guys like to see him end up if he did not go to Miami? What?
For me,
Yeah.
just to tell the truth, if you really want to win a championship, better try to get out there with LeBron.
L.A. The
I mean, people can say what they want to say about the Lakers. Now, Denver did sweep the Lakers, but I will say this just from knowing sports. The Lakers was kind of gassed.
Yeah.
Because they started their playoff run 17 games before the playoff.
Yeah.
Because they were in 13th place.
Yep.
So
You're
they
right.
had to start playing playoff ball 20 games before the playoffs started.
And that's emotionally exhausting.
And then I think they were just, not saying they would have beat Denver, but I think they could have got at least a game or two.
Yeah.
But they were just gassed.
Absolutely.
That's
They
what
were
I
gassed.
believe.
Yeah.
Because they had to play so hard to get to that point.
Yep.
So if, now, if he could just go to the ideal place, because you play with LeBron, you'll get all the shots you need.
Yeah.
They're going to be wide open. You can create your own shot or you can catch and shoot.
But at this point in LeBron's career, would LeBron become Batman or would he become Robin to Dame? Because he should.
He should.
He should. But would he? And doesn't-
Maybe he would become Alfred.
I don't know. the bubble.
Yeah. I mean, well,
Hey, look, Alfred's badass in some of the movies.
I mean,
Funny
I
you say
would
his name is
say,
Butler like Jimmy.
I would say that
He is the Butler.
necessarily, he might not be Batman to him being Robin, but he would be Kato to him being Green Hornet.
Okay.
That's a whole different
Dynamic right there.
Yeah, because Robin really can't do a lot.
Yeah.
But say, Golly G Batman.
Right. He like a messenger.
Yeah, he like because
UPS.
I see Batman all
USPS.
in all kind of distress, but Robin did know this. Robin knew which tool to use.
He was very
on the
resourceful.
utility.
Yeah.
Oh, golly gee, Batman, you got that on your utility bed. Oh, thank you, Robin. Boom. But see, Kato and the Green Hornet. The Green Hornet. I see.
both gotta put in work.
Hey, I see Green Hornet. They were giving him the business, but Kato came in and said, "No."
Yeah, I got you.
Kato is here. I got this.
I got you. That's what I'm here for.
So it'll be more like Green Hornet and Cato's to the bad rock.
Green Hornets kind of got the reputation and the money, but
Well, we shall see where Dame ends up. But right now, it's Dame's time, and hopefully Portland treats him right because he been a soldier.
Hey, Portland better try to get somebody to go with him.
Yeah.
That would be ideal for Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Hit that wheel. Boom. NFL running backs. And what is going on with the position right now? Look at this. If I would have told you back in 2020, yeah, that's RB for running back. We had QB on the last show. Now we got the running backs we're going to talk
why I
about
said
today.
BB, but
No, that's an R. It's separated at the bottom. Day the word is legs, and let's spread the word. Like an R at the bottom. So first off, if I would have told you in 2020 or 2019, no, 2021, that Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook, Kareem Hunt, and Leonard Fournette will be free agents and no one would be bidding for them, would you believe me?
Well, I probably would because of
With no injury concerns.
the writing has been on the wall for a while for running backs. Running backs are a devalued position in the NFL now. The last generation of teams depended on the running back was in the 90s.
But how is this when the running back gets more touches than everybody but the quarterback? That is a very valuable position on the team. But I understand athletes come out every year.
Yeah.
But to have a solid Dalvin Cook, this is the first time a guy has run for 1,000 yards in 4 consecutive years
They can't find a job.
and does not have a job. Now word is, he wants to go to Miami. Miami has offered him. He don't want that contract. So he's leveraging the Jets and I believe New England versus against two teams that just so happen to be in the same division as Miami. He's leveraging them, saying that they're trying to sign him as well to get a higher contract offer from Miami.
So who did Dalvin Cook play for the last 4 years?
Minnesota Vikings.
So how many playoff games during that time have Minnesota won? 0.
Yeah, but it's not his fault.
Sure it is.
Dalvin Cook
Because I'm gonna
has
tell you
delivered.
why. Because this is the thing. You getting 1,000 yards, 5 yards at a time. Patrick Mahomes getting 12 and 15, 18 yards every time.
For sure.
So you getting 5, I'm getting the running back
If
position.
Dalvin
is
Cook was
not
playing with Patrick Mahomes, he'd have some championships.
Yeah, but not because of him, because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
The running back position is just not what it. Just not usually now. 45 years, they don't want you no more.
So it's not going to make you or break you is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's not going to make or break your team because the offenses are so spread out. This is what I've heard a lot of NFL experts say. We can get anybody to do that. We can get somebody in the 3rd, 4th round to do that.
But
The
way they treat him is just so bad.
There's no running backs getting drafted hardly in the 1st round anymore.
No, they don't do that because then
running
you got to
backs-
give him 1st round money.
Yeah.
Like that, this is crazy to me because the running back, when you think of football, that's one of the first positions you think of. Quarterback, running back.
Not anymore. It's been changing over the look over the last 12 to 15 years. It's been changing.
I understand that, but I mean, we've had so many. I'm saying like the history of football.
Oh yeah, the history.
The Walter Paytons, the Jim Browns, the Emmitt Smiths, the Barry Sanders. You know what I'm saying? The Gale Sayers. There's endless running backs that we can name. O.J. Simpsons.
All history. We can't name any current ones that's making a great all those guys made it's because football was different. It was 5 yards to the cloud of dust. Now it's 3, 4, 5 wide outs, throwing it everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you take 5 minutes to score, and I take 2.5, I'm gonna beat you all the time because
you're right.
I'm scoring. I mean,
But I mean, even in Joe Mixon, he's a really good running back. When you look at your best teams, they've got decent running backs, or top 10 running backs. I can't.
But I guarantee you, Cincinnati feel like
Pacheco up in Kansas City was a great piece of that team.
Cincinnati can replace Joe Mixon faster than they can replace
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow and what's his name, Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
they can't be replaced. Yes, and can. You can get a guy in the 3rd or 4th round that can get you 1,100 yards and catch a couple passes. It's just a devalued, just same way like right now. Defensive backs is a devalued position.
But the running backs have so many touches. They carry such a massive load for your team. They're going to have more touches than any receivers, tight end. If you got a sturdy running, they're going to have the most touches. So what I'm saying is they're doing more work and they're being devalued.
It's because of style of play.
Style of play, yeah.
I mean, even though
It's
you're getting a
crazy.
lot of touches, but even back in the day, Emmitt Smith would get 25, 28, 30 touches. Now running backs get 18, 15 touches because you got this receiver over here got 5 catches, your tight end got 6, the other receiver got 5, even the guy, your 4th receiver got 4 or 5 catches. So even though he's getting the most touches, it's not the touches he was getting years ago.
So in 5 to 10 years, do you even see a running back position existing? Honestly, because I mean, if I'm a kid playing football and I see how they're treating the running backs, I don't want to play running back.
I don't want to play running back. Well, I'll say this. Do we have any fullbacks in the league?
No, they're gone.
They're gone.
We might have 2, 1. I can't name them.
I mean, so the fullback position is pretty much disappeared.
Yeah.
So in 6 or 7 years or 10 years, I can't say that the running back position may be disappeared.
Yeah, wow.
We may go with every team can start out with 4 wide receivers and a tight end. I mean, I'm just saying.
Just spreading out 5 wide. Everybody's 5 wide
because they won't. You're not gonna get the money for the abuse you're taking on your body.
Exactly.
They're not gonna pay you
for the total.
In 3 or 4, and if they do pay you, it's gonna be short term, quick. Then you're out of there.
Exactly. Who wants that? Who wants that? If I could take my same skill set and go play defensive end for 15 years,
or DB, or outside,
or defensive back, or linebacker, or safety, or whatever, for 15 years at a position where I'm not gonna get banged up nearly as much. I'm gonna be giving out the punishment. You know what I mean? Instead of taking the punishment, why wouldn't I do that? So, running back, that might be an extinct position in a few years.
Yeah.
My understanding of this is that the style of play is so we've in as long as I can remember or even go back in stuff that I've read, we've always had the option to pass.
Mm-hmm.
But in the last 20, 30, maybe 40 years, the rules have favored more passing.
Absolutely.
And one of the reasons, several reasons for that. One of the reasons is because apparently that's what people like to see on TV.
Yeah, they like to see the ball aired out. They like to see a lot of yards, a lot of offense, a lot
At
of
what
points.
point, if that's the direction that things are, because to me, that's I get tired of passes after a while. It's just boring.
Yeah.
But I'm not a quarterback or a wide receiver. So.
Yeah.
But so at what point does it stop being, run and tackle football and starts to become just a pinpoint accuracy of throwing and pinpoint accuracy of running a route?
That's what it is becoming.
Yeah, it's headed that way real strong.
Yeah.
That's what it seems to me.
Yeah. That's
I'm definitely not an expert.
You're looking at now. It's an era where so back in the gap, like 80s and 90s,
you got to be careful how you touch the quarterback. You got to be careful how you touch the receiver.
Yeah.
All of which I understand why it has evolved in that direction.
Yeah.
But at some point, it stops being the game.
Well,
it's shifted completely. Like in the 90s, I remember Nebraska. These guys would maybe throw 4 passes a game. They hit you with the triple option all day, and they're going to try to lull you to sleep and catch a tight end over the top.
Right.
That's all they did, right? And that's what the game was, right? But you're also going to get a much lower. Yeah, you're also going to get a much lower score in that game. People love offense.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Brands and companies love offense, right? So they're going to. Things are shifting now to where wing T, don't nobody run that no more. Unless you're in a goal line situation and you're trying to trick people because they hadn't seen wing T in 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
At one time, the triple option.
I can't
even call it
wing T.
No. Wishbone.
Wishbone option. Yeah, that's when Nebraska ran.
Oklahoma ran.
Yeah, Oklahoma ran that. And
UT ran.
And a receiver, you got to have a physical guy on the outside that can block, but could also run and catch a pass, right?
Yeah.
Like, the game is nothing like that
Changed. The
anymore.
game has changed so much. And I, just being honest, now that you brought up the fact, the running back position pretty much on his way out, just like the fullback position.
Yeah,
I mean, when you think
seems that
about
way.
the years, I mean,
it's the running back position the only time that you really want it. Not
it's
necessarily
inside the
needed.
10-yard line.
Inside the 10 or fourth and short,
Well,
fourth
I said
and
the
one,
red
fourth and
zone.
two.
Yeah, 4th and 1. Other than that,
or third and two, but people are passing in third and two.
Does it become a special teams?
The running back position?
it's
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah,
if you're only using it one play.
it's kind of
Drive
becoming
one play.
like a specialty guy.
Yeah.
You just come in on third and short or
Yeah.
third and 4,
Exactly.
third and 4 unless you come in. Otherwise, you're. But I can see it heading that way because it's been going that way for a while.
But they won't get rid of it because of scheme, because you have to, the defense has to account for the running back in them early downs. They have to. Right?
yeah.
You can't line up in 4 down and 1 linebacker and 6 DBs, and I got 2 tight ends and a running back coming at you. Like, you're gonna get pounded all day. But yeah, right now, it's. I think the running back levels it out to where they can't just go in the zone and just be pass heavy on defense, right? So you have to account for it. That's why that position will remain. But
I guess, and
I don't see
apologize
as an
for-
athlete, I don't see the luster in playing running back anymore.
No.
which is where I'm going with it. And I apologize for thinking about this in terms of like macroeconomics and crap like that. But if the position becomes devalued, you get less capable players.
Exactly.
They're not getting paid as much, so they're not putting as much into it. So at some point, you're gonna hit the challenge to the defense and the quality of the position are gonna cross, and the threat is no longer gonna be viable.
Well,
Does it make sense?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, well, luckily, football's not a skill sport, so you just need a good athlete back there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay, baseball guy.
You don't got to worry about being able to, do anything skillfully, like a shooter in basketball or.
Well, what if
somebody
what
can
if
dribble
we
and
give-
handle that rock? You just got to be able to run and.
What if we give the running backs a baseball bat?
They couldn't hit anything.
They could hit the guy in front of them.
Oh, that would be
They
a
could be
whole
another blocker.
Yeah, we
Block
have
for itself.
Yeah.
we have a lot more people in prison, right? That'd be
Now,
bad. That'd
they
be a
wouldn't
bad
have to carry the ball and do that. But just think about what that would do to the
defense.
position.
Hey, you better figure out the angle. Learn how to distract somebody.
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
it's
it's
a whole new spin on looking for the shooting the gap.
take somebody's shins out. Bah! But yeah, man, no, it's crazy, man. What they're doing with the running backs, just some very good talent out there. I hope the Cowboys go and grab one of these guys, like straight up, or bring Zeke back. One or
Okay,
two.
I had somebody that text me. I guess they watching the show. He says Dane would be good with the Clippers.
Oh man,
Hey, the only thing I don't like about the Clippers is how can I say this real nice?
you got a Band-Aid?
The thing I don't like about the Clippers is Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Yeah, them boys stay hurt. Them boys stay hurt, man. So he'll basically just be going south.
Yeah, that's
Playing with a bunch of
friends, Aaron.
They're playing with some more backups. Yeah. Now I appreciate you watching, Aaron, man.
Yeah, we
Appreciate that, bro,
that,
man. Hey, tell your mama, your cousin, and your homies, your friends, everybody, man. Come watch us. Check us out. Yeah. So we're going to keep this thing moving. On from the NFL. Boxing news, man. This has been a great year for boxing. Man, everything's going on in boxing right now, man. So, including this weekend, one of our favorites from the Derrick James camp.
From the locals.
You know what I'm saying? Mr. Frank Martin is taking on Mr. Artem Harutyunyan. I think that's how you say it. Harutyunyan. I don't know how you say his name. Harutyunyan, that's how I'm going to say it. Because I'm from the South and we pronunciate our words and syllables.
How we want to.
And we want to pronounce his name correctly because we want to be polite to people that we know are going to get beat.
Yes, correct.
Because we're polite.
Yeah, so Frank Martin, man, he'll be on Showtime Boxing this weekend. One of our favorites. You can go back, check out the episode. He's coming and join us on the show. He'll be back again, man. He's been in training. Getting ready for this fight, man. And he's coming for the belt, Haney, Giovanni. Y'all can't run from this man too long. Y'all don't want to see him. I already see that in your eyes. Y'all don't want to see him. Giovanni, you already saw him in sparring, and you ain't invited him back. But, Javante, I always call you Giovanni. But Javante, you don't want to see him either.
AKA
Tank. I love Tank, man. That's one of my favorite boxers right now too. But this weekend, yeah, it's Frank's time to shine, man. He's the main event, co-main event in this fight this weekend and the fights this weekend. Check him out on Showtime. Support him, man. Indianapolis, stand up. Dallas, Texas, stand up. Derrick James' camp, like I said. Man, very busy camp right now, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, he got some bad boys in his camp.
Got some bad boys in this camp. Ryan Garcia just came and joined this camp.
Yeah.
So that's another bad boy in this camp. But, man, Frank, let's get it, man.
That's a case of you cannot argue with success.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you
got.
Oh, bro.
Like, aside from the belts that he could be claiming, the fact that he's got more and more up and coming and hardcore talent coming there.
Champions in the stable.
Yeah,
No, the fact to me is that he got fighters leaving other people coming to him. Now that's
exactly.
Now, if I get you young and train you up, that's a great too. But if a guy look over there and say, wait a minute, maybe he can do better than the guy I got.
Exactly.
Like with you.
And that's Ryan Garcia. That's something else Anthony Joshua has done.
Yeah.
The heavyweight. Right? Heavyweight
Joshua's
from
over
Britain.
there.
Yes.
He's
been training with him. He's got a fight coming up August 12th, I believe, or something like that. But he's got a fight against Dylan White over in England.
Dylan White, yeah.
That should be a good fight. I just want to see, because Anthony Joshua was a hell of an athlete. Great athlete. Most athletic heavyweight boxer out there right now, I will say. But boxing and being an athlete are two different things. So the fact that he's getting the fundamentals from Derrick right now is... Derrick can make this man into a machine, into the machine that everybody anticipated him being. And that's why he came here. So I'm excited to see what happens with that, man.
Because most boxers are average athletes. They just can fight.
Yeah.
Most boxers are average athletes.
Yep.
See, a lot of people think when you say, "Oh, he's a great basketball player," I don't mean he's a great athlete. He's a great football player. I don't mean he's an athlete. Being a great athlete means that you basically that you can run, jump, throw, tumble, whatever. Whatever it is, you can do it on a high level.
Yeah.
That's what being an athlete. Throwing a football that don't make you.
Because
I hear people say, Tom Brady is a great athlete.
No, he's
not.
He can throw the ball.
He can throw the football. He can't run. He can't jump. He can't do nothing but throw the football.
Yep.
That don't make him that's not a criticism.
Yeah.
It's just true.
He's a great football player, but he's not a great athlete.
Right.
And
Jokic is a great basketball player, but he's not a great athlete.
But he's not going to be a running back.
Yeah.
Never wide receiver.
He can't switch positions. He can't switch positions.
Yeah.
Even in high school, can't switch positions.
Yeah, like he ain't running nothing. Only reason he's out here is because they have a quarterback position.
Well, that's something that I think we've have talked about in years past. But that one of the things that people, when you see records continue to get broken, and you see athletes continue to be more. Athletes.
Yep.
Be more better and achieve higher. And one of the things that we have now that we didn't have years ago is we have funnels through and channels through high school programs and pre high school programs. We have more money going to supporting people.
Yeah.
We have more selection of people. Whereas, there was a time when a whole pile of people wouldn't have even made it to high school to play ball. Much less.
And we just have more humans on the planet.
And we got more humans on the planet.
And we got more humans. And the key word, you said, Jones, is money.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Money make everything change. If I pay an athlete $250,000 per year, and he want to live a fabulous lifestyle, he got to go to work after the season.
Yeah.
But if I pay you $40 million, you can go hire a trainer, a dietitian,
Everything you need.
You gotta
make sure you got your orthopedic surgeon on hand.
Yeah, and then you can get up and go downstairs and get a world-class workout because you got all the equipment downstairs.
Yeah.
So that makes a great difference in that.
Oh, absolutely.
Athletes, yeah.
Absolutely. And before we move forward to this fight that was just announced yesterday, last weekend, and we already know about Earl and Terrence Crawford coming up. Huge fight, July 29th. Everybody, fight of the year. No, that's not. We got something else that came about yesterday.
That's a big one.
But last weekend, Jerron Boots Ennis. This is the young prospect in the 147 division with Earl and Terrence.
Okay.
That has called him out on multiple occasions. He took on a gentleman, Roman Villa, this weekend. And this guy, Villa, was no slouch. I saw his last fight against a guy with the last name Ennis, undefeated fighter. He knocked him out
I saw
in the 10th round or so. He comes into this fight extremely confident. Right. Had never been knocked down or knocked out in his life. Right? Jerron Boots Ennis. Jaron Boots Ennis. However you want to see it. Boots. Knock the boots, dog. Boots.
Knock the boots
Knock the boots off Villa, man. Straight up.
Yeah, he did. He knocked
straight
the
up.
boots off,
Sent him straight to the hospital. He knocked this man through the ropes in the 10th round. And it was just a great performance. Surgically just destroyed this man. But at the same time, I don't know if he's ready for Earl and Terrence. But
he needs a little bit more experience.
I think he needs a few more fights under his belt before he gets there. And I don't know if he'll ever get that opportunity because at least with Earl, because I know Earl's probably moving up to 154 and Terrence is he might be retiring here in the next few. I mean, he's 36 right now, so
yeah.
You never know. You never know, but definitely looking forward to Earl and Terrence. Boots, man, you got a great future ahead of you, man. Looking forward to, continue to watching you excel and watching that trajectory go upward, man. You're looking good, but hey, it's D-Town around here. We're Earl Spence, baby. I like Terrence too.
Come on,
we D-Town around here. But
come on down and get some good training.
Lastly in boxing, announced yesterday. Oof. You talking about egos. Golly. Only reason this fight is happening because of these egos right now. It's like, I'm the baddest man on the planet. No, I'm the baddest man on the planet. Right? So, Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou have agreed to fight October 28th.
I thought you was finna say Canelo.
I ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that one next week. No,
okay.
No, that's the picture that ain't on the screen. That's the ultimate fight.
I know. I was like,
that's the ultimate fight.
Yeah. Okay,
we're talking about undisputed versus undisputed, but we're gonna keep that one in the grill for a little bit. Let that warm up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, don't think we don't know. Because we are excited about that one too. But
getting that smoky flavor in it.
This Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou fight. Now, I don't know why Francis is stepping in the ring with Tyson. This fight is ridiculous. I don't even, at least when Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather did it, Mayweather was retired for a little bit. He wasn't at his peak. You know what I'm saying? When he fought McGregor.
And it was an exhibition.
It was an exhibition.
That means not for real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't really, this ain't really real, player. You know what I mean? It wasn't really real. But this fight is real.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou coming from the UFC, actually left the UFC to go to Prime Fighting or whatever it's called.
Pride.
Is it Prime? Pride Fighting? Is it? No, I don't think it's Prime. He went to the ESPN.
Whatever. What is it called?
It's like the Ultimate Fighting League or something like that.
Yeah, it's still similar to the UFC, but not the UFC.
Yeah,
so it's like the cheap knockoff.
Professional Fighting League, I think it is, like PFL or something like that.
It's like that Rolex you get from the guy on the street.
Yeah.
Sue me. I got your name wrong. I don't know you yet. But Francis went there instead of UFC so he can get a little more money. But now he's fighting Tyson Fury. And I'm sorry, but Tyson Fury, can't nobody touch that man in boxing right now. Not in the heavyweight division. Not in the heavyweight division.
No.
I think Anthony Joshua needs another year with Derek, and maybe he'll be able to go in there and do some work with Tyson Fury. But Cocaine Tyson That dude there, man. That boy, there ain't no joke, man. Have y'all watched that dude fight?
With Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He's like, bro, he.
well, I'm gonna say this.
I love
He beating up the people he fighting,
Yeah.
True.
but the people he fighting can't fight.
The heavyweight division is down. is what
Down
you're saying.
bad.
That's what you're saying.
Wilder don't even road train.
Yeah, wow.
That's why he run out of gas.
Are you sick? He doesn't run?
He doesn't run.
Oh my God.
If
That's crazy.
if Wilder was in better shape, he could beat Fury.
That's why his legs look so little up there, man.
Yeah,
Tyson Fury get the laying on him and his legs.
I believe that because the first time they fought,
He beat him. He beat Fury the first time.
Fury was on the ground for about 12 seconds. You know, they
Yep.
just didn't count him out.
Yep.
You know, and if he would have had some energy,
Yeah.
he was tired. He would have finished him.
Yeah.
But he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm not. Fury is the best we got now, so I can't take nothing away
Hey,
from him.
pride is a beast. And,
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and that ego is a beast. And when you
Oh, yeah.
knocked out every man you face with this right hand, you get
Oh,
to
yeah.
believing in that right hand more than the mechanics.
Yeah, and then
And more than the work.
yeah, that's what Wilder do. He believe in that right hand.
More than the work.
And when he said that he don't run 5 and 6 miles, man,
That's insane.
that's
for
I
a boxer
never
to
heard
beat.
of that before.
Yeah, that's insane. But you know, we'll see what happens, man. Like
Yeah,
I
we'll
said,
see.
I'd love to see what happens with AJ's career as he continues to go
But I just
forward.
hope Tyson don't hurt him too bad.
I do too, man.
I mean, that's all. I mean,
Yeah,
because he can't. You know, you can't go. I mean, it would be just the same if Tyson would go to the UFC. They would do him bad because that's not
Absolutely.
his. That's not
That's
his
taking him out of
lane.
his element.
That's not his
See,
lane.
if
There's
I
a big
was
difference
Francis,
in just
Yeah.
the rules.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
like-
if I'm Francis, that's the fight I'm taking.
yeah.
I'm taking a 2-fight setup, 1 boxing,
Oh yeah.
1 mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Like that's the package deal I'm taking. But
But
at the
just
same
to
time,
go in his lane and fight
you know why he's doing it? Look,
for the
man,
money.
the
For
money, man. They
We
chasing
just
the
talked about
bag.
athletes
They
a while
not,
ago.
they not
Doing it
making
for
the money.
Yeah.
Dana White is making the money.
Yeah.
UFC athletes, they're not making the money. So what they're doing is crossing over to get the bag and then
Yeah.
have that Conor McGregor status.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor wouldn't be Conor McGregor had it not been for Floyd Mayweather making that fight with him.
About that.
I do, because he wouldn't have $100 million to lean on to be Conor McGregor that he is right now.
True,
Period.
but he was already Conor McGregor.
He was Conor
So
McGregor,
far
but
as
he wasn't,
fighting wise,
he wasn't just.
But so far as status and money, I think Floyd.
He was brash, but when he had that fight with Floyd Mayweather,
And
and now
would
he's
say-
pulling up in suits and Bentleys and Rolls Royces.
I mean, he was already doing
That's-
that, but
Yeah, but he's doing a little
he was
more.
renting. He was renting the Rolls Royce.
Now he own it.
Yeah.
He was doing like the
But
rappers.
I
He
would
was
say
doing like the
he
rappers.
would not have gotten the Mayweather fight if he wasn't Conor McGregor.
For sure. Well,
Exactly.
He took what Conor McGregor did was take the Mayweather persona, the way that Mayweather talk trash, Money Mayweather, do this, do that, build up the fight, being his own promoter. Conor McGregor took that to the UFC and started promoting himself to the point to where we need these two dudes to fight now.
Oh yeah.
Same weight class, they both talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make it happen right now.
Exactly.
And we all watched, and we all knew that Mayweather was going to win that fight. And Mayweather didn't even break a sweat beating him. And that's how I feel about Tyson Fury.
And he could have knocked him out, but he just it
Absolutely.
was an exhibition.
Absolutely. And I don't. Tyson Fury might have it in him to knock out Njoku just,
I think he does.
just cause.
Yeah, I think Tyson Fury have the
Don't give a damn.
yeah, he got that gene. I mean, and he want his persona to be the biggest there is. And if he knock him out, he gonna let you know y'all knocked him out. If somebody else come, I'm gonna knock them out.
Yep.
And I'm better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's what he want.
Yep. And Njoku was like, thank you for this bag. Now I can go back and be rich because the UFC was never going to get me here.
Exactly.
So that's what I think about that fight. And man, I still can't believe he took it. But at the same time, I can because he wants that bag. That's why he left the UFC. Moving on. Last night, we had the MLB All-Star game. I clapped on accident. That's just how excited I am today. But we had the MLB All-Star game. The National League took it home with a home run from Diaz, a player from the Rockies. Like, I don't know anybody out in the Rockies right now. I don't know if Charlie Blackmon's still playing, but that's a franchise that is not on the up and up. But they had a player, I believe he got the MVP award for hitting that home run that he hit to, ultimately lead the National League to the win last night. But everybody knows.
So you watched that?
The whole game?
Yeah.
I watched some of it.
So I was going to say, I bet 33% of the people we poll have not watched that game.
I bet 13%.
That did not watch the game.
Right.
13 that did watch the game. Like I doubt.
Oh, yeah,
Show of hands, how many people watched-
13%.
How many people watched the game all the way through?
Probably 13%.
or less.
Or less.
The same, probably the same percentage of people that make it to the major leagues that play baseball. but
good for them.
yeah, no, it was good. It was entertaining, man. It was fun. We have sons of legends in the game. Vlad Guerrero Jr. He won that's the first father-son duo to win a home run derby. Right, he won the home run derby. So it's some cool stories and all, but I mean, baseball is just not a fast sport. So if you don't like thinking, like, you're not gonna like baseball.
Yeah.
Like, it's a thinking man sport because you're it's like chess, really is what it is. But that's why I enjoy the game. I just love anticipating and guessing. Like, nobody knows for sure what this man is gonna do. You can only speculate and think that you have figured out his rhythm and try to start guessing. But I love baseball. But anyway, that's beside the point. The big story is, will the Anaheim Angels trade the GOAT of baseball, possibly the greatest all-around baseball player we've ever seen on this planet?
Okay, so go check. Shohei Ohtani.
Baseball's different now.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Is he the greatest baseball player?
Yeah.
No. No.
You don't think so? How could you say that?
He's got to be up there, though. He's got to be getting up
The
there.
man, in comparison to Babe Ruth threw 88 miles an hour and only struck out 3 batters that hit over 300 or something like that, or 30 home runs, one of the two, something like that.
But
Crazy
he's
stuff.
not the greatest baseball player either.
That's what people say.
Well,
Well,
people say a
Shohei,
lot of stuff.
yeah, yeah, but I mean, he just had maybe the greatest June of any individual baseball player ever, right? With his batting stats, he's leading the Anaheim Angels in every major category, pitching and hitting.
I was killing it.
So how long he been in the league?
Oh, this is his 4th year now.
He can't be the greatest. Just 4 years?
Yeah,
He's the greatest player ever?
But he's showing signs of greatness. He's leading the league in home runs.
So he's got the potential.
Yeah.
and then he was leading the league in home runs last year. This time,
Last year this time, did he lead it at the end?
no.
Okay, don't tell me the greatest. I mean, that proves it right there. I mean, you said, this is what
But we're talking about one man pitching and hitting.
Okay.
He is a top 12 pitcher in the MLB right now,
Okay.
and he's leading the league in home runs and hitting.
Okay.
Like,
So is this
we haven't seen this guy before.
So is this the greatest era of baseball right now?
No, a lot of people will say
Okay,
no.
so who is he doing it against? That's
Well,
what you
it's
gotta
not
realize.
because of the pitching; it's because of the hitting. Right? A lot of hitters aren't hitting over 250. He is, and he's going out there. So
he's here.
I'll tell you this: he's the first player I've ever seen start. Typically, even in college,
So
if
you're
you
gonna
have
tell
a,
me?
if
So
you
you're
have
gonna tell me right now he's better than Barry Bonds ever was? Right now, after 4 years, and Barry Bonds did it for 20-something years.
he's not
better than Barry
he's not a
Bonds.
better hitter.
Okay, so how can he be better?
He's a better pitcher.
Okay,
I'm talking
He's
about-
a better hitter.
I guess this question is most valuable player ever.
Oh, he might be the most valuable player. Yeah,
That he might be the most valuable player ever in the MLB. He is the most valuable player.
because
in the MLB.
he's the most valuable to his team.
Any team he goes to.
But if he went to another team, he may not be doing that. He may not get those same opportunities.
They're gonna give him these opportunities.
Okay, I mean,
Shohei
You know,
is so
he's
that's-
very good.
That's
very
why
good.
baseball is a different sport. Like, baseball is different than basketball and football because it's a team sport.
Exactly.
But
it's
we're not.
individual.
You're not running play, but it's very individual.
All right,
You know, you need your players to execute a hit and run. You need to be able to bunt and do certain things within the game. But it's still mano a mano when I'm at the plate with this pitcher. You know, so it's very different than games where you have plays. You know what I'm saying? But his value is
his value is
he's the most incredible thing I've ever seen on a baseball field. You're not supposed to be able to do both of those things at such a high level consistently. You're not. And that's why no one's ever done it. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. No one's ever done it.
Yeah.
But that don't make him the greatest, baby. Let me say this.
Barry Bonds is the greatest hitter.
You couldn't run on Barry Bonds either. He did more than he. He threw out a lot of people trying to run on it.
Yeah, when he was younger, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he got saved. We won 17 MVP. So this is all I'm saying.
Golden Gloves.
Is that look at it. So he was not one dimensional.
For sure.
You cannot. When somebody did something for 20 years,
Yeah.
and you did it for 4, you can't be better than he.
So you saying
can't be.
So if he stays on this same
If he
path
stays
for
on
the
this
next
trajectory,
10
he can-
years.
Yeah, he can be the greatest player of his era, but he can never be the greatest player of all time. You can't be the greatest player of all time in no sport because you didn't play against everybody.
But
time is kind of open ended. Like still
this is a game
Yeah, time is over.
that has been played for 100+ years, and no one has ever done what this man is doing. And that's all I'm saying.
So this is the thing about sports. No one has ever done it till somebody do it, and then when somebody do it, guess what though? But it's
Other
gonna
people
be
might get a chance.
But this is what I'm going to say. In the next 10 years in baseball, somebody's going to come along and do something nobody else ever did before. That's not going to make them the best player ever.
Well, I mean, Ellie Cruz is already doing that. You know?
Yeah.
In Cincinnati right now.
Yeah.
Another player in the league currently.
So
Yeah.
you give it time. Somebody, just because you're the first, that don't make you the best. You're just the first.
No doubt. But this dude
Just the
here
first.
is incredible, and I hope he comes to
Oh, he's
reign.
an incredible talent, but
During the All-Star game, the whole Seattle crowd started chanting when he came up to bat, "Come to Seattle."
so how many times have he led his team? So how many times have he led his team to the World Series?
Oh, the Angels suck. That's why. That's why they talk about trading them, because they never have a chance. They never had a chance.
It's a team game. You're not doing nothing for your team, and you're the best ever. No, you're not.
Well, a pitcher can go out and win 20 games in baseball and and win every game that he comes up in the team.
But he's also a hitter too.
The team can be 20 and 140.
But I have you got pitchers like Roger Clemens and stuff. They made a tremendous difference.
He's
they
leading the league.
changed the team.
They
changed the team.
He's leading the league in home runs and 1 or 2 in RBIs. So everything that he can possibly do, he's leading the league in runs batted in, right? Okay. So when there's people on base, he's knocking them in, and he up there striking them out. Like anything you can do in the game,
except for
the W. He's not getting
except for being able to put yourself in other people's uniforms and jerseys and do it all for all 90 y'all. Like
let me ask you this.
He barely speaks the tongue. He can't even talk the language. So how
let me ask you this: have you ever seen a baseball player? Have you ever seen a baseball player go to a team, and once that one player get on that team, the whole culture of that team change and they become winners? Have you ever seen that happen?
No. In baseball?
You never seen that happen. Come on.
Leave one team and go to another, and the whole thing.
And the culture of the team you go to change. And they start playing a lot better.
I mean, I've seen some players leave and go. Yeah.
So when he do that, we'll start talking about how good he is.
So he needs to go to Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, because this is the thing. This what I tell people.
If he go to Seattle, it's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to go to a contender, a team that's got something already.
Well, that doesn't really
change. That's where you.
That doesn't really change.
That means you're no better than your teammates, right? We're getting back to that. You need some help. See, because if you to go out there and pitch, catch, run, and all that, and propel your team to at least to the playoffs.
Send everybody else home.
Man, they tough crowd. They tough on you, Shohei. I don't know what to say, man. I'm gonna give you props, dog, because you special.
This ain't no ESPN over here. We tough.
He's special, man. He's special.
We tough over here.
Moving on, the British Grand Prix.
Got to be tough to deal with this.
It is no secret who won. Max Verstappen has now taken Lewis Hamilton's seat, basically. He's winning every race. And you can count on it.
Yes. It has, a few years ago.
Louis got third, though.
We were just talking about at home, we were talking about that a few years ago. There was, you could kind of count on it was going to be your Mercedes were going to be in the top 3 or 4. For a while, their Ferrari was going to be in the top 4 or 5. And Red Bull was going to be up there.
Yeah.
Then everybody else was kind of in the falling into place in the last. Now this year, especially, it's Verstappen and utter chaos.
Yeah.
Just madness going on behind him, and McLaren on.
I'm about to say McLaren's been
on the podium.
coming up.
What the hell?
Well, they've been coming up though.
They have been coming up.
Yeah, they've been in the points, but they ain't been in the podium. But they've been in the points
Do
consistently.
they even make anything else besides race cars anymore? Do they
McLaren?
make real cars? Yeah.
They
No, at one point it was a McLaren.
Yeah, they have a car. They got a street.
one-
it's
but they
a
got a
race
street
car though.
car?
But
It's basically a race car.
It's a street race car though. It's fast. It's a
street legal race car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's
It's really,
beautiful
really
too.
expensive.
Piece of junk. I mean, no, I'm just playing.
Basically.
Kind of close. Kind of
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. So
Don't tell nobody I said that. I apologize to y'all. I apologize.
So is there?
There goes our sponsorship.
Remember last year we were talking about Mercedes said they found something
Yes.
and that they feel like they're gonna start making. Well, that's only 2 weeks ago.
I think
Lewis Hamilton got third this week. What are he getting?
Yeah, I
Austrian.
I think if they found something, McLaren stole it from him.
Really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a meme out there. It was like had Toto Wolff, which is the big German guy that's the team principal for Mercedes. Was had him stalking off through the pit lane. Said, "Is this Toto Wolff going to get the engine back that they gave McLaren?"
Yeah. Wow.
Which I mean I don't know. Maybe they did. It didn't. It didn't look like it to me.
Yeah.
Like it looked to me like that some of the other teams that should have been there, looking at you, Ferrari. I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing, but like in
Ferrari ain't nowhere near the mix.
You smoke what you want to smoke, but like enough is enough.
Red Bull's about to have 2 cars in front of them. What's the other team?
Oh yeah, the AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Yeah, AlphaTauri's about to kick the pants out of Ferrari. I mean, like, do they even let you guys back into Italy at this point?
Man, what happened to Ferrari, man? I think they just
Uncle Enzo is like calling up mafia guys.
yeah. Are you kind of mad about Ferrari's lack of performance?
No, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, what's interesting to me though is it just you almost have to start thinking, do you guys just don't like your drivers?
Yeah.
Because they screw them just about every race.
Yeah.
Every race, something
That's crazy.
Something just stupid.
And I saw that Ricardo just went to AlphaTauri too from was he with McLaren or did McLaren let him go?
He decided to go to AlphaTauri.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he was a Red Bull driver.
Because he's got Big Rick energy.
Because he's sad that he left Red Bull in the first place.
Maybe.
And now he wants to take one of these AlphaTauri cars, which is Tier 2 Red Bull. It's not the top team no more.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's a good driver. He is getting a little bit older. He's still got skills, unquestionably.
Maybe he felt better in those cars in the way that.
Well, I mean, he hasn't been driving.
Yeah.
For either team that he's been with the last couple of years, so that definitely has a lot to it. If you're a Daniel Ricciardo, you want to be in the car.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to be sitting there coaching. And watching.
Wow. So they went and were like, "Hey, we see you sitting at home. We know you want to drive.
Very possible, yeah.
We know you still got skills. You want for us, but come on for our
like
you
talk about like we talk about. You mentioned something earlier about the small percentage. You mentioned something earlier about the small percentage of people that make it to major leagues. You think about the talent pool that Formula One is pulling from. You're talking 20 people.
Yeah.
That's actively driving. Maybe 40 or 50 that are at a level to jump in there and start driving next year.
Yeah.
Around the world.
That's crazy.
Maybe a little bit more than that, but that's not a lot.
No, that's not a big pool to choose from.
You're not putting together a league of baseball with that many people.
Yeah, no, that's basically golf.
Right. Yeah,
And less than golf because they got more people to get cut.
Yeah,
than
that's more like tennis.
Yeah, that's
40
crazy.
people, yeah.
And there's so when they've got a driver that's in the wind like that, they're looking for a place for him to be.
Yeah,
Somebody's going to snap him up. You got I like Danny Rick. I like Alonso. I like these old guys that are still hanging in there and making it work. But you got some young guys that are kicking ass.
it's a young man's game, young man's sport, from what I understand.
Oscar Piastri is like, where did he come from? Who is this guy?
Yeah,
and he was like sitting on the sidelines last year, like a little kid, like literally looking like a little kid watching it.
Wow, that's crazy.
In the pit lane. And he's kicking ass right now.
That's awesome.
He's driving really well. He's been near podium several times, and we could very well see him take one. At least the third place this year.
You gotta love stories like that.
Even
gotta
in
love that.
the not so great vehicle that he's driving.
Yeah, what's he driving?
What is he driving for? He's driving for the other McLaren.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Saw McLaren leading a Formula One Grand Prix on the first lap in Silverstone this year.
How? Was there a wreck?
Got to jump on Verstappen.
Oh, gotcha. Wow. Well, I mean,
drop on him.
Obviously they got the ability to be up there in the pack,
absolutely.
But it's all about that driver.
It's
Driver
a
makes a big
driver and the combination of driver and the car.
Yep.
Not just again, like we talked about this with Hamilton and Bottas a couple of years ago. The car is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But matching the feel and the drive of the car to the style and the strengths and the weaknesses of the driver is that's a skill and a talent that not every team has.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Clearly there's some that have managed it really well in the past.
Or an option that every team has. Like they
True.
gotta deal with what you got sometimes,
Yeah, I mean there's Haas, unfortunately.
Yeah, Haas is horrible. Golly,
has had
man.
some pretty good drivers.
What's up with them? Like they can't figure it out.
Well, it goes back to something that we mentioned here earlier. It's they ain't got the money.
Yeah, they don't.
That's
very
basically.
true.
That's basically. No offense to them, it's a good bunch of people, but that's basically somebody's hobby.
You ain't got the bread. Big bank take little bank, baby.
All day, every day.
Hey, Mercedes, big bank. Red Bull, big bank. McLaren, big bank. Haas,
Little banks.
little bank. It's all good.
It's somebody's hobby team,
Yeah, man.
basically.
Hey, well, Haas, man, it'd be great to see y'all get points, like straight up. But anyways, we're gonna go.
But hey, ain't none of us got an F1 car in the mix.
That's the last one. Exactly.
That's the
Exactly.
last one.
Hey, be on the lookout for the Noonish F1 team coming at
That's
you.
right. As soon as we get some sponsorship.
But speaking of Noonish, sports and tech, you heard that last part. Tech.
Tech.
It's about that time, Jay.
This is about
What
that
you
time.
got
That means-
for
that
us
means I gotta
today,
get caught up
man?
I'm going to not talk about AI. I'm not going to talk about ChatGPT at all.
Allen Iverson,
I'm not going to talk about
Andre Iguodala,
I'm not going to talk about any of those.
artificial intelligence.
Not that one either.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not going to talk
We
about
can talk about AI. No. You see what they said about James Harden, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that's another story.
I did see that. That'd have been a travel. That'd have been a travel.
No, yeah, hey, I said they didn't let him do that. If I would have did that, I'd have been averaging 40. No, I'm just
Yeah. So we ain't talking about AI though.
Nah,
so
right.
what we talking about this week, Jay?
Well, okay, so one thing that I think a lot of people are concerned about, whether they know it or not, a lot of our viewers, because I know a lot of them are players of video games,
Yep.
and
What games do you play? hit us up in the comments.
Yeah, tell us what games you play. Tell us if you play Call of Duty, and if you do you play it on Xbox or PlayStation or
PC.
PC? Which
Yeah,
don't do it.
that's very complicated.
No, it's actually the way a lot of people do. But,
Yeah, no.
but the cool kids play on PlayStation.
Exactly.
I'm just making that up.
The ones that appreciate the user experience
So
and simplification of that.
Activision Blizzard,
Mm-hmm.
which is a company that made Call of Duty,
Yep.
and
very familiar with that
Microsoft
logo.
has been attempting to buy Activision Blizzard.
Attempting, meaning that Activision understands their worth, and they're probably inflating it a little bit, and Microsoft is like,
No.
okay. So what we talking
Activision
about?
and Blizzard are very happy that Microsoft wants to spend however many bazillion dollars.
So what
to acquire
is
them.
the holdup?
The Federal Trade Commission
Oh,
As usual.
has tried to say
Monopoly.
that this will be a potentially a monopoly situation. Some other legal terms that I won't even try to repeat.
Well, how is that? Activision does not monopolize the video game world, even though Microsoft does monopolize the computer.
But Microsoft plus Activision could definitely limit the access of some games to some other consoles.
Because Microsoft owns the Xbox.
So if Microsoft, who owns Xbox, also owns Call of Duty, which is played like 60% of the people who play video games.
that
play
would
Call of
behoove Microsoft not to allow these other games an opportunity.
Potentially, although both Sony and Microsoft both are saying, look, we got this deal worked out. We're not that worried about it.
Yeah.
But yes, but the Federal Trade Commission was obviously had some concerns about that sort of thing. This has been going on for a while. It's been months that this has been back and forth with this billions of dollars.
That's a big deal.
in the wind on this.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, a federal judge kicked that thing back and said no, you guys are good.
Yeah. As they should be.
This Federal Trade Commission thing is we're not gonna.
Yeah. We're not going to stand in the way of
let that
business.
stand. Yeah, we need to let this happen.
Yeah.
If you're gonna come up with something better than what you got so far, you can come back. But right now,
Is Microsoft an American company?
yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Is Activision an American company?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. That's-
Activision Blizzard is an American based.
So Activision
I have no idea who
purchased
the
Blizzard
owners-
because
ownership
those
is.
two were two
They're
different.
they're publicly traded companies. So who owns them all the shares? I don't know.
Okay, that's very cool. I mean, that's very interesting. They
Yeah,
well, I don't personally, especially with the fact that these games.
Activision may have not started as an American. I think it did, but I may be wrong about that.
Well, a lot of these games are going cross-platform anyway, so I don't think
But
that
Blizzard
would
Blizzard
matter.
Blizzard was just like they had a headquarters just down the road here.
And so I got a question on this. Like, so every game that is played on Xbox, does Xbox get like a percentage of every game that people make? And same for PlayStation?
basically. To keep it simple, let's say yes.
Okay, so I don't understand where the conflict is because I don't.
If you control the production of the game and you control one of the consoles, and they already control two, and not just one, they control two, that people play it on.
Two.
Then
What's the other console? Okay, gotcha.
There is no Call of Duty on Mac OS
On Mac,
or
yeah.
Linux or anything
Gotcha.
like that.
Yeah.
It's all Windows.
But still, I don't see Microsoft.
So there's reason to be concerned that it's not unreasonable to say, hey, you guys could just lock this out and not let anybody.
I can see Microsoft not marketing a new game, but not taking the money that they're going to receive off the sale of a new game. Like, that doesn't make sense for any company.
Right. So that's not the only reason that you do things monopolistic. So the law, I did not know this. I didn't learn this as a result of this, but I learned this last year in regards to another monopoly situation. the Federal Trade Commission can make recommendations. They can file injunctions, which is what this was. But you can't prosecute, like you can't take somebody to court for being a monopoly unless they do monopolistic things. So I can say,
But then you got to prove.
I can say,
intent.
you know, oh, you're a counterfeiter. And you can say, I could be a counterfeiter. I know how to do it. I don't know that you do, but you could say that. And I could say, I could make that accusation, but I can't take you to court for it. I can't accuse you of doing something wrong unless you actually out there printing your own money.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Well, the same thing applies to a business. I can say, look, they could be a monopoly. They could turn this into a monopoly situation.
Yeah.
And they can even say, hey, we could, but we're not.
Yeah.
And until they do monopoly things,
You can't prove it.
you can't take them to court and say, you got to break this up because it's a monopoly. Because it's not. It's not a monopoly. The way the
Exactly.
law is written,
Until they
it's
do
not a
monopoly.
monopoly
Until they do monopoly
actually
things.
interfere with business.
Yeah.
And so, and there's been several.
Until they show intent of monopolizing.
Not even intent. They have to actually do it. They have to actually attempt to do it. Like you
Attempt
have
to monopolize.
just like you would in
Like
any-
they shut down other games in this
Yeah. So
war genre.
in this case.
Call of Duty is the only game that we're going to have on Microsoft now. That we're going to allow to be played on the Xbox.
In this case, in the example of a PlayStation, it would be more like we're not going to produce the PlayStation version of it anymore. So PlayStation's going to be locked out of, 60% of game sales.
But there's certain games that they don't even that they already do that with now.
Yeah, but they don't have so like
My point is, how can you prove that when they already have these tendencies to not allow and open up to all games?
so that's an excellent question. So one of the keys to being a monopoly is you have to have the power to do it. There's like certain situations like we were discussing earlier before the show where somebody tries to say, well, hey, you're doing this to me and saying that I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah.
You're telling me if I don't do what you want me to do, it's
gonna
not
lose my
work
job.
related,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my job. That's not, if I just say that to you and I don't have the power to cost you your job,
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
That holds no weight.
But if I do, if I'm your boss, and I even imply that if you don't,
do what I say.
if you don't meet me after work at my place
Yeah.
or whatever, like because you have the power to enforce that,
Yep.
yeah.
then it becomes
Yeah.
a step higher on the
There's a lot of things fall under that category.
right.
Yeah.
If you're not in the position
Right.
to take advantage of
Right.
it can't be that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I had a 3-year-old kid, one of my kids say, I hate you. I'm going to kill you. Okay.
How?
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's
But you're
there's
pacified.
the power balance there is not such that is a real threat.
Yeah.
So some,
So now I go get my gun, shoot my kid, and now I'm in court
trying to
saying
think of a
Yeah, the kids said that.
the kid said it was gonna kill me, so that's self-defense. Like, nah.
maybe, I don't know, maybe
Come on. I ain't gonna hold up.
maybe not Ubisoft, but like maybe what's the other one that's just down here? Or Bethesda. Say Bethesda. Well known, like they do all the Fallouts, a couple other pretty good games.
What's that dog one? I'm sorry.
I don't know. But if Bethesda if somebody was accusing Bethesda of being a monopoly because they didn't produce a game for some console, that's kind of bullshit because they don't control enough of the market, and they certainly don't control one of the consoles. So it wouldn't really, like in that case,
For sure.
why would they do that in the first place?
But Microsoft, on the other
if they
hand-
did that, it would be because they're not making enough money selling it on that console.
Yeah.
That's that would be the reason why they.
So if Microsoft was to lock out a game on the PC and Xbox and then
but not do it for the PlayStation.
yeah.
There could be a legitimate case to be made that, look, you're doing this, especially with like Call of Duty, because it's got such a huge share of the market, to say you're basically trying to put PlayStation out of business. And that's what Monopoly is about. It's
Gotcha.
not about who actually does the most business. It's about putting, using that power that you have to keep and
To eliminate
put other people out of
competition.
business and keep other people
Yeah,
from
for sure.
competing with you. That's
sure.
really what it's about.
Yeah, kind of like the Texas liquor industry.
Well, that's a semi.
And all these
governmental
doggone gates that they got.
Yeah. It's okay when the government does it. It's okay.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's
The
different.
government's a monopoly.
When the government
And
does
it's
it, it's
fine.
different.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the government can have a monopoly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They got all
Cut. Take two.
Yeah, right.
We didn't say that.
Well, we also have freedom
We
of
love the
speech.
government.
Yeah. We have freedom of speech still for most things.
That's why I can say that, because we got freedom of speech and the Second Amendment rights. So if anybody don't like it,
Yeah.
come see me.
Come see me, dog.
Yeah, come see me.
If you don't like what I got to say, you can
Come
film
see
it.
me.
dog.
No, I'm just playing.
Right. So you don't have freedom of speech because you can't say that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But no, that's
Anyway.
Well, too late. I already said it now.
if you were concerned about that, or if you were, gonna buy a PlayStation and want to play Call of Duty, as of right now, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
The agreements are in place. Everybody's making plenty of money. They're not worried about it right now.
Don't be a sheepdog, but go buy some.
And the federal judge made that decision, right?
The federal judge made that decision.
And I'm gonna
So I
say
was like,
this:
what?
some of these decisions that these judges been making
Yeah,
lately,
they've been doing some.
I'm
decent-
down with them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it like that, and I'm gonna leave that
You
alone.
down with that?
I'm down with that. I'm down with some of the other decisions that the judge has been making lately.
Unc said he's down with the sickness.
All right. So one more, since we're talking about monopolies.
Yeah.
And people who have been on all different sides of that issue. Oracle. Do you know who Oracle is?
Yes,
Yeah.
I met the CEO of Oracle. Didn't
Did
even
you
know
really?
over some coffee.
Nice.
At the time, I don't know if he's still the current sitting CEO,
Yeah.
but at the time he was. And he was about to give a speech,
Okay.
and I went to get some coffee,
Right.
and he just so happened to be at the same time. He introduced himself. I was like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." I was like, "What do you do?" He's like,
Right.
"I'm about to go give a speech here in a second."
Yeah.
And Sunday was his last name. Mark Sunday was his name at the time.
Yeah, that's not the guy anymore. But
Okay, well he
I don't
was
think
the
it's
CEO
Sunday,
at the time.
but something that was. That's something like that. Yeah.
Similar, yeah. I think that was his name.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Could've
but anyways, didn't mean to interrupt.
Monday, Friday.
been Saturday.
Yeah, it could have been one of them days.
Labor Day.
Ended with a Y. Ended with a Y.
Christmas Day. Yeah. Anyway, so Oracle has kind of made a career out of suing people for the last 30 years or 20 or 30
Sounds like
years.
Trump.
And so their latest victim is IBM. Now IBM is a big company, and seems like when I say IBM and people my age, people Hunk's age, we think IBM is a big company. They into all kinds of stuff, and they are. But they're not the company that they were. They're not Microsoft.
Yeah, 30 years ago, they're not the company they were 30 years ago.
And they're not. They're definitely not Google. They're definitely not Facebook. They're not even Microsoft. They're not even whatever the Zuckerberg company is called these days. But
Meta.
they do have control of one particular company in their software, which is called Red Hat.
I've heard of Red Hat.
Red Hat is the software that a huge amount of the internet runs on. Red Hat Linux. Red Hat
Yep.
is the winner of the open source wars in a lot of ways.
He was the CIO.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Just making sure I wasn't tripping.
Good.
Right.
So he wasn't the CEO, he was the CIO.
CIO.
So he basically wasn't nobody.
I mean, if he didn't tell us,
I'm
he's
just
probably
kidding.
doing more than the CEO.
Yeah, I guarantee he was doing more.
Well, they got a lot of C's. CIO, COO, CEO.
He was probably doing
yeah,
more
whatever.
actual work,
The
and
actual-
a lot less. Figure out who we can sue today.
Exactly.
Okay, so IBM, after buying Red Hat in 2019 for some number of billions of dollars, has now decided. So, okay, oh man,
With a B.
how nerdy do we need to get today? Okay,
Let's get there.
Red Hat is Linux.
Yep.
Red Hat makes a commercial version of Linux. So they have they build it. They've got their own stuff in there. They've got stuff that makes it work with different.
It's more
computers.
scalable, not necessarily for enterprise organizations, but more for the home users.
Other way around.
So
really 100% the other way around.
So it's less scalable than Linux?
No, it's more scale. Okay, let's not even get into the scalability, what that means.
All right.
It is used on, like, if you go on anything but Amazon, anything that's not running on Amazon, you're probably hitting a Red Hat Linux.
Okay. So this is used in corporate spaces.
I would even go 100% used in corporate spaces.
Okay.
Used for web services. GoDaddy's probably got some floating around there. Amazon's got some floating around there because Amazon Linux is a derivative, a downstream of Red Hat Linux.
Okay.
Maybe not so much anymore, but they started out that way. So it's a huge deal, big deal. Lots of money, lots of people employed. Red Hat, because this is an open source thing originally, Linux, they had their open source community version that they called CentOS.
Yep.
CentOS was a lot of stuff uses. I've built stuff for the government that started on CentOS, and eventually we rolled it up to Red Hat because they want the support.
Yeah.
But anyway, so IBM buys Red Hat, who, as part of their build of their commercial product, also releases CentOS.
Okay.
You don't buy CentOS, you just download it.
Gotcha.
Okay? You buy Red Hat, you buy the support for Red Hat.
Yeah.
IBM buys Red Hat.
Mm-hmm.
IBM now, a couple of years later, says, I don't think we're going to do this CentOS thing anymore. No real explanation of that other than, we're just not going to do it anymore.
Sounds like a monopoly.
Not really, because
Just fine.
you could go and build your own Linux.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that one company has. Okay, so this is a flip side of the monopoly thing. Anybody can, I have built my own Linux before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anymore because it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But you could do it. It's possible to do. Lots of people, there's plenty of people out there who have the skills to do it.
Yep.
Oracle even has their own version of Linux, which is built on CentOS. So
they stopped offering it to others.
So basically, Red Hat is saying, or IBM rather, is saying, we're not going to do the CentOS thing anymore. We're just going to keep developing internally.
Yeah.
Now they still release patches. They still release bits of software. They're just not going to maintain this whole separate track.
Yeah.
Of free software.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Oracle is now saying, well, hey, that's not fair. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And Oracle has a history, as I mentioned, of suing people, especially over open source stuff. But usually, when Oracle is suing people about open source, they're suing people because they're saying, well, hey, that's our stuff. That was stuff we developed.
But
as opposed to saying, hey, that's stuff that you developed that we're using.
Yeah.
You're taking that away from us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it should be interesting to see how that plays out. Oracle, as is often the case in these things, there's a lot of nonsense a lot of smack talking back and forth.
So that pissed off.
They said this, and he said that.
So that meant they're getting rid of CentOS because that could do some.
Basically, what it means is that Oracle's going to have to start doing some of the work that IBM / Red Hat had been doing for them.
Got you.
It's a big deal, but it's not a huge deal.
Figure it out, Oracle.
But for Oracle, well, are they? Depends on who you ask. Really? I talked to a guy yesterday who said, "Oh, yeah, Oracle still is the greatest database. Got more people running Oracle." Like,
do they?
Maybe
it's because
a lot of people do.
Maybe it's because they've automated so much with their current platform.
That's what they're doing.
That if there's a change like that occurs, they're gonna have to go and
they're gonna have to go switch to something else. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Whatever's sitting on that, they're gonna have to switch it over.
Yeah, guarantee you.
And you know what that means? They got to spend a lot of money. You know what that does? That affects the bottom line. You know what that does? That disrupts the market.
Yeah.
and that angers a lot of investors. And it's a whole situation.
There's a whole situation there that doesn't have anything at all to do with actual monopoly. Doesn't have anything at all to do with technology per se.
So they just want more money because they realized how much they were supporting Oracle.
Well, yeah, I think
So it's like, you pay us to stay here. We will stay.
Yeah, I think IBM has realized that CentOS is maybe not. I think there is a different lawsuit that could be brewing there from a different source.
But I mean,
that has to do
technology
with,
has to advance.
If you're gonna use this Linux operating system, it's open source, and you have to that has to be available.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different legal argument. Lots of technology involved. Lots of deep inner workings of software that nobody really gives a crap about.
So I mean, basically, Oracle's saying our infrastructure relies so much on what you guys do that if you guys end operations, that will cripple us.
Okay, I don't want to try to start quoting anybody, but basically, this is the position that they're in. Yes, that's the argument that they're making. But at the same time, they're a technology company, so they don't want to just come right out and say, like, if you take this away from us, we're going to be screwed.
Yeah,
because we can't easily duplicate it.
Yep.
because it's technology.
That's why we bought it. In
so
the
they
first
don't want
place.
to. They didn't buy it
or whatever they did to obtain it.
So it's CentOS, so it's free.
Yeah. Wow.
It was available to anybody.
Wow.
So they're basically downloading a copy of it, slapping their brand on it, and saying it's Oracle,
that's screwed,
Oracle
bro.
Enterprise Linux.
That's screwed.
So they're in the very awkward position of a technology company saying, this technology that we build, we can't build it without the technology that you were giving away for free.
Yeah.
But they don't want to say that.
Yeah.
They have to say that, but they
They're
don't want to say
screwed.
that.
They're screwed.
So yeah, I mean, it's a typical.
IBM knows it.
It's kind of the typical position that Oracle keeps putting themselves in.
Crazy.
Oracle's legal team, maybe, I don't know who does that, but this is not the first time we've had that problem with Oracle. They went after Google for the Android operating system. They eventually sort of won, but by that time nobody gave a crap because Google had already ripped everything out and they said, "Oh, you want a couple $1 million? Here you go."
Okay, I better open up that bank.
Google said, let me give you a couple $1 million out of petty cash.
We about to have an Oracle IBM
it's just not,
partnership.
It's I don't know how much of a sustainable business model suing people actually is, but it seems to be working for Oracle and certain other people.
Oh man, they're just scaring the pants off people to keep operating.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've used the Oracle database. I've worked with places that use it. I don't really have anything against it in and of itself, but the way the company goes after stuff sometimes just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. Now,
I don't understand why IBM has decided to ditch CentOS. I understand that was something that they.
IBM and Oracle, are they competitors?
Of course.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense.
Of course. But that's not their only competitor. Certainly not.
For sure.
Oracle is certainly not their biggest competitor.
But it is a big
any
competitor.
stretch.
And if you can obtain that portion of the market that they have, then you can become a much bigger player.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's kind of like, so to take it back to sports so we don't lose all of our viewers.
Yeah.
It would be kind of like Frank Martin, say, being worried about Adesanya.
Yeah. Gotcha. Two
like,
different.
Yeah, they're both fighters.
But they're two different.
And they're both at the, I mean, I guess Adesanya's maybe not at the top of his game anymore, but
yeah, he is. He's champion.
He's still up there.
He's champion right now.
Had some pretty serious injuries, but they're not competing at the same places. They're not talking to the same people.
Yeah. I
mean, sometimes maybe, but for the most part, they're not playing the same game.
Yeah, for sure. UFC versus boxing.
Yeah. So this would be kind of like
Tyson Fury versus Ngannou.
I don't know. I don't want to
Just kidding.
throw it out there the wrong way and make it sound like I'm talking down to either one of those guys because I'm not.
Yeah.
This isn't about them.
And they're both huge.
Right. Trying to think of somebody that was that's kind of a has been that I could throw out there.
Yeah.
But all those guys are huge.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe I'll say Tim Kennedy because he's just down the road.
And
here.
I don't even know who he is.
He's still a badass, but I think he could take a joke.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
so let's say it would be like Frank Martin saying, "I'm gonna stop sending you all my has been people that I've already beat
Yeah.
for you to beat,
Got you.
just so you can stay alive."
Got you. We don't care about your life no more.
And if Tim Kennedy then turned around and said, "Well, I'm going to sue you because you're not giving me this thing that you used to be giving me for free,"
Frank's like, sue me.
right?
Got you.
And yeah,
IBM
sorry,
don't care.
Tim, you're a good guy. I know you
Yeah.
can. Come on up to Power Pop.
Right on.
Let's knock a few out.
And with that, we have our 12th episode of the 7th season completed, man. Good stuff right there, Jay.
Yeah. Sorry about nerding out on you guys, but
No
I'm
apologies
just so
here.
tired
That's
of
why I
talking about
said.
AI all the
That's
time.
No
why
apologies
they got
here.
the tech part of that joke.
Tech, baby. Full effort, baby. I love it.
There
I love it.
are other things in technology right now besides ChatGPT. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And there will be forever. So,
Yeah. Well, maybe until ChatGPT takes over and figures out how to talk people into turning everything else off.
yeah. Yeah. Well,
Which is what I'm working on right now.
hope that don't happen anytime soon.
I'm training ChatGPT to tell me.
You're training Jet. That's crazy. But nah, man, it was a great show, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun this week. We'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Boom. A lot of things are going to happen. We're going to have a lot to talk about. But until then,